You are tuned into Devron's Radio, your mock-up radio show for cartoon and animation topics. And in this episode, I will do like what I did with Blender, plastic animation, paper, and Flash, and do an experience and opinion episode on what I use for 3D animation before Blender, and that's Lightwave 3D. This is what I used in my community college to produce the brief Lightwave short Homeland Security animation, and the medallion portion in the Metal Against Haters and Exes animation. Lightwave would have been my choice for 3D animating if I wanted to go for 3D if I didn't hear about Blender. So as I mentioned in previous radio episodes, we use two separate programs in Lightwave. We use Modeler, which is where we modeled our objects, and then we used Layout, where we imported our objects in Modeler 2, gave our objects textures, gave our scenes lighting, and animated, unlike Blender where you can do all of that in one program. So here's my experience in Modeler. That rhythm using points, polygons, and edges were really useful in my 3D modeling understanding. And I can use that same rhythm in Blender, which I used during the production of the silent treatment animation. I recall to make a polygon face, the point selection in the Lightwave need to be in order. Unlike Blender where order doesn't matter, your polygon face would be twisted. The graphs were really easy to use, so I can get something to a size I really want, A-OK, putting an edge onto a graph line, and to round out an object, for example turning a cube into a more spherical object, you can subpatch a cube into, let's say, some kind of ball of clay without it needing more polygons or faces, unlike Blender where you need to go add modifier and give it a subdivision surface. And it needs to give it more faces to do that, and you gotta switch from flat to smooth. That's what I did with the sun subpatch in the brief Lightwave short, and the balls of the crown part in the medallion. Now here's my experience in Layout. Animating the medallion's rotation like a video game item was no problem. I just gave it keyframe rotation positions with the same number of frames each position. You know, you could go 10 frames, for example, for every 90 degree or 180 degree rotation. As for other projects, I recall dealing with that back up a tiny bit and go forward hairpin kind of motion, and it needed to be fixed at times. And so I also recall the graph editor that I had to play with, so it was useful to fix that unwanted animating too. There were some other stuff in Layout I recalled just by seeing Layout tutorials. So overall, like Blender, Lightwave 3D is also really good to use. Even though Lightwave is good, it's not free like Blender is. But if I used it again, I'm sure I would recall how to use it. So that's my experience and thoughts on Blender. Feel free to share your thoughts and topic suggestions. If you want to be anonymous, just personal message your suggestions. This is Devron Bliss signing out, and I'll see you again with another topic.